They say muscle is built in the gym, but the truth is it is built in the kitchen. Every day, millions of people train hard, push their limits, and still wonder why their progress is stalled. The answer might not be your workout. It might be your protein. For years, athletes, bodybuilders, and scientists have argued over the same question. How much protein do you really need to grow muscle? Some claim you need huge amounts. Others say you are already eating enough. But recently, a team of researchers decided to settle the debate once and for all, and what they discovered changed how we understand muscle growth forever. In this video, you will see exactly what science says about the true amount of protein that maximizes muscle growth. Not guesswork, not bro science. Real data from studies done on trained individuals, athletes, and everyday people like you. You will learn how much protein per day actually drives growth, where the gains stop increasing, and when extra protein becomes a waste. But that is not all. We will also uncover how scientists found these numbers, how they measured real muscle growth, how they tracked every gram of protein, and how they discovered the sweet spot your body responds to best. You will hear about a few surprising details that most people do not know. For example, how spreading your protein across the day might build more muscle than eating it all at once, or how older adults might need even more than young lifters to see the same results. And yes, we will also break one of the biggest myths, that you must drink a shake immediately after your workout or your muscles will shrink. The truth is much simpler, but much more powerful once you understand it. By the end of this video, you will know 3 key things. First, exactly how much protein you should eat based on your body weight. Second, how to distribute it throughout the day for maximum effect. And third, the small tweaks that can make your training and recovery far more effective without wasting effort, time, or money. Stay with me till the end, because the difference between guessing and knowing could mean years of extra progress. The data is clear, but the way it works inside your body might surprise you. And once you learn it, you will never look at your meals the same way again. Welcome to Channel Name, your source for simple, science-backed health and fitness insights. If you want to build muscle smarter, not harder, and understand the real science behind your body's performance, you are in the right place. Make sure to hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications, because we have more videos like this, breaking down complex research into simple steps you can use starting today. Now let's dive into the science and uncover exactly how much protein your muscles truly need to grow. When you lift weights or do resistance training, tiny tears form in your muscle fibers. This is completely normal. In fact, it is the very reason muscles grow. Your body senses that damage and starts repairing it. But here's the catch. It needs the right building blocks to do that. Those building blocks come from protein. Without enough of it, the repair process slows down, recovery takes longer, and your muscles do not grow as much as they could. Every time you train, you are sending a signal to your body that says, get stronger. Protein is how your body answers that signal. The amino acids from protein rebuild and strengthen your muscle fibers so that next time you can lift more, run faster, or perform better. But here's where most people go wrong. They either eat too little protein, too much, or at the wrong times. Some think a single protein shake will fix everything. Others overload on protein without realizing the body can only use so much at once. Both extremes can hold you back. The truth is, muscle growth is not just about lifting heavy weights. It is also about fueling your body correctly afterward. When you eat the right amount of protein, your muscles recover faster, soreness reduces, and your next workout becomes more productive. If you do not, you are basically training hard but leaving gains on the table. What makes this even more important is that your body's response to protein changes depending on your age, your training experience, and even how you spread your meals throughout the day. Younger individuals may use protein more efficiently, while older adults need a bit more to trigger the same response. And the way you eat it, whether in one giant meal or evenly throughout the day, can change how much muscle you actually build from the same total amount. Most people never think about this. They hit the gym, grab a random post-workout snack, and assume they are covered. But the science shows that small differences in protein intake and timing can make a big difference over weeks and months. The right amount of protein turns your training into real measurable growth. The wrong amount just keeps you stuck in the same spot, no matter how much effort you put in. That is why knowing your target, not guessing, matters more than most people realize. Getting it right means your workouts finally deliver what you are working for: stronger, bigger, and more efficient muscles that keep improving over time. When scientists started comparing dozens of studies on protein and muscle growth, they wanted to find one clear answer: the exact number that delivers maximum results. After analyzing data from trained men and women across many different experiments, a pattern began to emerge. The sweet spot for building muscle was found at roughly 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day. At this level, people gained the most lean muscle mass, recovered faster, and showed better strength improvements over time. This finding came from several large reviews and meta-analyses where researchers combined results from multiple studies to see the bigger picture. It included people following different diets, workout styles, and training frequencies, but the results stayed surprisingly consistent. Around that 1.6 g per kilogram mark, muscle growth hit its peak. Eating less than that clearly limited progress. Your body simply did not have enough amino acids to build new tissue efficiently. However, eating more did not always mean better. In fact, when intake went above roughly 2.2 grams per kilogram per day, the results began to flatten out. The human body can only use a certain amount of protein for muscle synthesis. Beyond that, the extra is just burned for energy or excreted. That does not mean higher amounts are harmful for healthy people, but it does mean there is a ceiling to how much benefit you can actually get. Still, some athletes and coaches recommend staying closer to the higher end, especially during intense training blocks or when cutting calories. In those situations, a little extra protein can help preserve muscle mass while losing fat. But for most people training consistently and eating enough calories, the 1.6 to 2.2 range covers everything needed for maximum gains. What made these studies fascinating was how consistent the results were, even when comparing different age groups and training programs, whether it was bodybuilders, recreational lifters, or endurance athletes adding strength work. The same range kept appearing. It showed that muscle protein synthesis, the process of turning protein into new muscle tissue, can only go so fast. And once it reaches its limit, more protein will not push it further. Scientists also noticed that the way protein was distributed across the day played a role. People who spread their intake over several meals tended to use it more efficiently compared to those who ate most of their protein at once. This helped maintain a steady supply of amino acids, keeping muscle building signals active throughout the day. All of this points to a clear pattern. There is a specific window where protein works best for growth, and knowing those numbers can help you get the most out of every workout and every meal. So, what do these numbers actually mean for you in daily life? Let's turn the science into something practical. If you weigh around 70 kilograms, that is roughly 154 pounds. The research suggests you need about 112 grams of protein each day to hit that muscle building sweet spot. For someone heavier, say around 90 kilograms, the target goes up to about 144 grams per day. These numbers might sound big at first, but once you spread them across your meals, it becomes surprisingly manageable. For example, you could get 25 to 30 grams from breakfast, another 30 grams from lunch, 20 to 25 grams from an afternoon snack or shake, and the rest from dinner. That could be a few eggs and yogurt in the morning, chicken or tofu for lunch, a scoop of whey protein or lentils later, and fish, meat, or beans at night. The key is balance, getting enough protein consistently throughout the day, not all at once. It is important to remember that this advice applies when you are actively training. Protein alone will not create new muscle out of thin air. Your muscles need a reason to grow, and that reason comes from resistance training, lifting weights, using resistance bands, or even body weight exercises like push-ups and squats. Without that stimulus, your body has no signal to turn those amino acids into new muscle tissue. You might still get health benefits from protein, but the growth part will not happen the same way. Think of it like building a house. Exercise is the blueprint and construction work, while protein provides the bricks. Without both, progress is limited. When you combine them, you create the perfect environment for growth. And the timing of your intake can also make a difference. Spacing protein evenly every few hours keeps your muscles supplied with the materials they need for repair and recovery. Different people will have slightly different needs based on their goals and body composition. Someone who trains 5 days a week and lifts heavy might benefit from staying closer to the higher end of the range, around 2 grams per kilogram, while a beginner might see great results even on the lower end. What matters most is consistency, hitting your target daily rather than aiming for perfection once in a while. So if you are putting in the effort in the gym, make sure your diet matches that effort. Every rep you do creates a small demand for recovery, and every gram of protein you eat helps fill that demand. That is how training and nutrition work together to transform your body over time. Once you know how much protein you need in a day, the next step is learning how to spread it out. The total amount matters most, but how you divide it through the day can make a real difference in how efficiently your body uses it. Studies show that instead of eating a massive amount of protein in one meal, it is better to distribute it evenly across 3 to 4 meals. This helps keep a steady flow of amino acids in your bloodstream, allowing your muscles to stay in a repair and growth state for longer periods. For example, a person who weighs 70 kilograms, around 154 pounds, would aim for roughly 28 grams of protein per meal if they are eating 4 meals a day. That equals about 112 grams total, which fits perfectly within the target range for muscle growth. This approach also makes it easier to digest and absorb protein rather than overwhelming your system with one large dose that it cannot fully use. Your body has a limited capacity for muscle protein synthesis at one time, so giving it smaller, consistent servings allows it to keep working efficiently throughout the day. You can get creative with how you structure those meals. A balanced breakfast could include eggs, Greek yogurt, or a smoothie with protein powder. Lunch might feature chicken breast, lentils, or tofu. A mid-afternoon snack could be cottage cheese or a shake, while dinner might include fish, beef, or beans. The goal is not perfection, but consistency. Each meal should provide enough high-quality protein to trigger that muscle-building response. One of the biggest myths in fitness is that you must drink a protein shake immediately after finishing your workout, or you will miss the window. While protein after training is helpful, it is not as critical as many believe. What matters far more is your total daily intake. If you have eaten enough protein throughout the day, your muscles will already have what they need to recover and grow, even if you wait an hour or two after your workout. That said, it still makes sense to include some protein within a few hours of training, especially if you have not eaten for a while before your session. Another small but helpful strategy is to include some protein before bed. A slow digesting source like casein or Greek yogurt can keep amino acids available overnight, supporting recovery while you sleep. This is not essential for everyone, but it can make a small difference for people who train intensely. Over time, these small habits, spreading your meals, focusing on quality, and staying consistent, help you get the maximum benefit from the protein you eat. Not everyone's protein needs are exactly the same. The numbers that work for a young athlete might not fully apply to someone older or someone trying to lose weight. As people age, their bodies respond differently to protein. Research shows that adults over 65 often experience what scientists call anabolic resistance. This means their muscles do not respond to protein as efficiently as they once did. To get the same muscle building signal, they may need slightly more protein per meal. Instead of 0.4 grams per kilogram, they might benefit from closer to 0.5 grams per kilogram per meal. That helps overcome the slower response and keeps their muscle mass from declining with age. This becomes especially important for older adults who are physically active or trying to maintain independence. Even regular activities like walking, gardening, or light strength training become more effective when the diet supports muscle recovery. For them, aiming for the higher end of the daily range, closer to 2 grams per kilogram of body weight, may be more beneficial than sticking to the lower end. Protein helps maintain not only strength, but also balance, mobility, and overall quality of life. Another case where protein needs increase is when you are in a calorie deficit, meaning you are eating fewer calories to lose In that state, the body tends to break down both fat and muscle for energy. A higher protein intake helps prevent that muscle loss. It signals your body to hold on to lean tissue even while burning fat. This is why people on cutting diets often aim for 2 to 2.4 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. It is not about building new muscle during that phase, but protecting what you already have. Being very lean or training at high intensity also increases your body's demand for amino acids. When your energy stores are low, your body may use more protein for fuel, leaving less available for repair. Increasing your intake slightly helps balance that out. And while quantity matters most, the quality of protein should not be ignored. Proteins that contain all the essential amino acids, called complete proteins, are the most effective for muscle growth. These include animal sources like eggs, dairy, fish, poultry, and beef. For those who eat plant-based diets, combining sources such as rice and beans or lentils and soy ensures you get the full range of amino acids. One amino acid, leucine, plays a particularly important role because it triggers muscle protein synthesis directly. Foods rich in leucine, such as eggs, whey, chicken, or tofu, can give your meals a stronger anabolic effect. So while the total amount of protein sets the foundation, understanding how age, calorie balance, and protein quality affect your results helps you fine-tune your approach for better progress. Knowing the science is one thing, but putting it into action is what truly makes the difference. The good news is hitting your daily protein target is much easier once you break it down into simple, repeatable habits. Start with the basics. Focus on reliable, high-quality sources that fit your routine and preferences. Lean meats like chicken breast, turkey, and beef are some of the most concentrated sources. Fish, such as salmon, tuna, or cod, not only provide protein, but also healthy fats that support recovery and hormone balance. Eggs are another excellent option. They are easy to prepare and packed with all the essential amino acids your body needs. If you prefer dairy, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, and milk are versatile choices that can be used in meals or snacks. For those who follow a plant-based diet, tofu, tempeh, lentils, beans, chickpeas, and quinoa are solid options. Combining different plant proteins ensures you get the full amino acid profile. Adding a scoop of protein powder, whether whey, casein, or a plant-based blend, can also help fill any gaps in your intake without adding much effort. A simple daily plan could look something like this: breakfast with 25 to 30 grams of protein from eggs, yogurt, or a smoothie; lunch with another 30 grams from chicken, tofu, or lentils; a snack or shake providing about 20 grams in the afternoon; and dinner adding 30 to 35 grams from fish, beef, beans, or dairy. For someone weighing around 70 kilograms, that adds up to about 110 grams, right in the range recommended for muscle growth. Adjusting portion sizes slightly can make this plan fit your exact target. Consistency is what matters most. Hitting your protein goal once in a while will not do much. Doing it every day combined with regular resistance training is what turns nutrients into progress. Protein works best when paired with training that challenges your muscles, lifting weights, using resistance bands, or performing body weight movements like push-ups and squats. The stress from training activates the muscle building process, and the protein provides the materials needed to complete it. Calories also play a supporting role. If you are not eating enough overall, your body may use some of that protein for energy instead of muscle repair. Ensuring a small calorie surplus helps your body stay in a growth-friendly state. On the other hand, if your goal is fat loss, keeping calories slightly lower while maintaining high protein will protect your muscle mass. Planning ahead, preparing meals in batches, and keeping easy protein snacks on hand can make staying consistent much easier. Over time, these small steps add up, helping your diet and training work together seamlessly. Even with the right information, many people still make small but costly mistakes that hold back their results. One of the most common is relying on protein alone while neglecting proper training. Protein does not automatically build muscle. It supports the rebuilding process that happens after you train. Without the stimulus from lifting weights or performing resistance exercises, your body has no reason to grow new muscle tissue. You could be eating the perfect amount of protein every day, but without that signal from training, most of it will simply be used for energy or other body functions instead of muscle growth. Resistance training is what turns protein into progress. Another frequent mistake is eating all your protein in one large meal and neglecting the rest of the day. Your body can only use a limited amount of protein for muscle synthesis at one time. After that point, the extra has diminishing returns. If you load up on 80 grams in one meal and have almost none for the next 8 hours, your muscles will not have a steady supply of amino acids to stay in repair mode. Spreading your intake into 3 or 4 balanced meals works much better. Each meal triggers a new wave of muscle building activity, keeping your body in an anabolic or growth supporting state throughout the day. Another issue people overlook is total calories. Protein is crucial, but muscle growth also requires enough overall energy. Think of it like this: protein provides the building materials, but calories provide the energy to assemble them. If you are eating too few calories, your body will not have enough resources to build new tissue, no matter how much protein you consume. Many people trying to bulk clean or stay too lean end up stuck because they never reach the calorie level needed for real growth. A slight calorie surplus supported by the right protein intake gives your body the best chance to create new muscle. People also forget about balance. Focusing only on protein often leads to neglecting carbohydrates and healthy fats, which are just as essential for energy and hormone function. Carbs fuel your workouts and help spare protein for muscle repair instead of burning it for energy. Healthy fats, on the other hand, support testosterone and recovery. A well-rounded diet ensures every part of the muscle building process has what it needs. Small habits can make a big difference too. Skipping breakfast, training on an empty stomach, or going long hours without eating slows recovery and weakens performance. Even inconsistent sleep and hydration can interfere with muscle growth, no matter how good your protein intake is. The goal is not just to eat more protein, but to create an overall environment where your body can use it effectively through smart training, balanced nutrition, and steady daily habits. After looking at all the research and real-world examples, a clear pattern stands out. To build muscle effectively, you need enough protein to support growth, but not so much that it goes to waste. The sweet spot for most people who train regularly falls around 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day, with the upper limit near 2.2 grams for those who train intensely or are in a calorie deficit. Within this range, your body has the amino acids it needs to repair and grow muscle tissue after every workout. Anything less may slow down progress, while going far above that range offers little to no added benefit. The way you eat that protein throughout the day is just as important as the total amount. Spreading it evenly across 3 or 4 meals helps your body stay in a continuous muscle building state. Each meal provides a fresh wave of amino acids that activate muscle protein synthesis, again, keeping growth signals switched on for longer. If you eat most of your protein in one sitting, you miss out on these repeated triggers. A steady intake, about 0.4 grams per kilogram per meal, ensures your muscles are consistently supplied with what they need to recover and strengthen. Quality also plays a major role. Focusing on complete protein sources that contain all the essential amino acids gives your muscles what they need to rebuild properly. Lean meats, eggs, fish, dairy, tofu, and a mix of legumes and grains all fit the bill. For plant-based eaters, combining different foods such as lentils with rice or beans with corn helps fill in the gaps and provides the same benefits as animal-based proteins. Foods rich in leucine, a key amino acid for muscle signaling, are especially effective at stimulating growth. Training consistency ties everything together. Protein can only do its job when your muscles are being challenged regularly. The stress from lifting weights or doing resistance exercises triggers the repair process that protein supports. Without that, even the best diet will not lead to noticeable changes in muscle size or strength. It is the combination of consistent training and steady protein intake that drives real results. Another important part of the equation is overall nutrition. Protein does not work in isolation. Your body also needs enough calories, carbohydrates, and healthy fats to create the energy and hormonal environment for muscle growth. Carbs fuel your workouts, and help replenish glycogen, while fats aid recovery and hormone balance. Maintaining proper hydration and sleep further enhances how well your body uses the protein you eat. Ultimately, muscle growth is a game of balance and consistency. The right amount of protein, evenly spread through the day, paired with quality sources and regular training, creates the ideal environment for your body to build strength and size efficiently. So now that you know exactly how much protein your body really needs to grow muscle, it is time to put that knowledge into action. Take a moment today to calculate your own number. How much protein do you eat right now, and how close are you to your ideal target? You might be surprised to see how small changes could make a big difference in your results. If you are serious about building muscle the smart way, start tracking your intake for a few days. You do not need to overcomplicate it. Just get a rough idea of how much you are actually eating compared to what your body really needs. That awareness alone can completely change your progress in the gym. We would love to hear from you in the comments. What's your protein goal? Are you close to hitting it or planning to adjust after watching this video? Sharing your experience might also help others who are trying to figure out the same thing. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like it and subscribe to our channel for more science-backed fitness insights every week. We break down real research into simple, practical advice that actually works. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a new upload, because understanding the science is the first step toward transforming your results. Thank you for watching. Stay consistent, and we will see you in the next video.